The convenience store is an essential part of life in Japan, and not only for tourists. Anyone that's visited one knows that it serves a variety of purposes. Of course, there are delicious fresh and packaged snacks and meals, and there are also all kinds of beverages, yes, alcohol as well, fresh coffee, and pretty much anything you desire. Full sections of toiletries and household supplies can be found, as well as magazines of all sorts. Most convenience stores also have ATMs, printing and copying machines, public use toilets, and free Wi-Fi. You can also reserve and purchase tickets for events, pay your own bills, and send and receive packages and mail, including suitcases for tourists. Today we're diving into a fascinating development in the world of convenience stores in Japan. We're talking about a potential game-changing takeover of 7&I Holdings, the Japan parent company of 7-Eleven, by the Canadian giant, and please forgive my French pronunciation, Alimentation Couche-Tard, or I'll say ACT for short. If this deal goes through, it could be the largest ever foreign acquisition in Japan. But what does it mean for 7-Eleven and the global convenience store market? Let's find out. First, let's introduce the major players. You probably all know 7-Eleven. It's not just the world's largest convenience store chain, but also a crucial part of Japanese daily life. There are over 85,000 7-Eleven stores globally, with a strong presence in Japan, the United States, and many Asian countries. On the other side, we have ACT. This Quebec, Canada-based company owns and operates over 16,700 stores worldwide, primarily under the Circle K brand. If you've been to the United States, you've probably seen a Circle K. ACT has been rapidly expanding its footprint and is now eyeing 7-Eleven's global dominance. So, what's the deal? ACT has made a staggering $38 billion bid to acquire 7&I Holdings. If successful, this would double ACT's store count in North America to over 20,000 locations. It would also mark a record-breaking foreign takeover in Japan, shaking up the Japanese retail landscape. The bid comes at a time when Japanese companies are becoming more attractive to foreign buyers. Why? Because of a weak yen, corporate governance reforms, and increasing pressure from activist investors for companies to become more efficient. 7&I Holdings, in particular, has been under pressure to streamline its operations and focus more on its 7-Eleven brand. These factors make now the perfect time for ACT to make its move. Now, you might wonder, why would a Canadian company want to acquire a Japanese convenience store giant? Analysts say it's a strategic move. 7-Eleven is a mature, highly profitable business that generates a lot of free cash flow. It's a cash cow that can increase shareholder returns. The idea is that ACT could provide capital and KPIs, key performance indicators, while letting the experienced Japanese management team run the show. One financial expert says that 7-Eleven is a mature business. It's highly profitable. Foreign businesses can simply be shareholders, set performance targets, and let the local management continue running the business successfully. But not everyone in Japan is excited about this deal. There's a cultural resistance to foreign companies taking over iconic Japanese brands. 7-Eleven isn't just any company, it's a cornerstone of Japanese daily life. Some Japanese consumers and business leaders fear that foreign ownership could dilute the unique Japanese approach that makes 7-Eleven so successful here. To appreciate the scale of this potential acquisition, let's look at 7-Eleven's global reach. The company beginnings first started in Dallas, Texas in 1927, though it became known as 7-Eleven in the 1940s. The company expanded aggressively and in the 1970s and 80s began international operations. The first 7-Eleven store opened in Japan in 1974, and it quickly transformed the convenience store landscape. In 1991, 7-Eleven Inc., known as the Southland Corporation at the time, filed for bankruptcy due to debt incurred during the 1987 leveraged buyout of the company. 7-Eleven Japan, a subsidiary of the Japanese retail group Ito-Yokado, and Ito-Yokado itself played a significant role in the company's restructuring and financial recovery, eventually taking control of the U.S. operations. Today, 7-Eleven operates in over 20 countries, making it a staple in both urban and suburban communities worldwide. If the deal goes through, it will be interesting to see how ACT handles 7-Eleven's operations. Maintaining the balance between Japanese business practice and the capitalist approach of a North American company could be challenging. Regulatory hurdles might also pose a problem, especially in the US, where both companies have significant market shares. Competition watchdogs could scrutinize the deal, fearing reduced competition. And let's not forget, the acquisition is still under consideration by 7i Holdings Special Committee. The deal's not a sure thing yet, and it will require careful navigation to meet the needs of both companies' stakeholders. Word is also that the Japanese government may step in if the takeover could affect Japan's national security or social well-being, or something like that. So, what does the future hold for 7-Eleven if the acquisition does go through? One thing's certain, 7-Eleven's role as a leader in the convenience store sector will remain intact. Whether it's under Japanese or Canadian ownership, the brand's commitment to innovation, customer service, and convenience is likely to continue. Imagine more digital innovations, expanded services, and a larger global footprint. This takeover could usher in a new era for 7-Eleven, blending the best of Japanese customer service with North American business strategies. Only time will tell if this will indeed work, but one thing's for sure, 7-Eleven will continue to shape the convenience store industry worldwide. And maybe, here in Japan, we'll start to see some maple syrup onigiri, or rice balls, and maybe some other Canadian treats as well. Please don't forget to press the like and subscribe button for more interesting things from Japan.